The early 2000s were a scary time for a lot of Americans. I don't know if you remember, but some pretty serious stuff went down in 2001 that left many people, I'll say, a little bit shaken up. This manifested in a lot of ways, and while I can't exactly prove it, I think the show we're looking at today is somehow a byproduct of early 2000s hysteria. A show we've covered many times on this channel because it is one of my favorite to cover, the Discovery Channel's It Takes a Thief, where we follow ex-burglars Matt and John who left their life of crime in the past and now use their knowledge and expertise to help people across the country protect their homes. How, you might ask? Well, how else but by breaking into their homes? Sometimes the only lesson is tough love. And scolding them the entire time for their lack of security before, in the end, blessing them with a complete top-to-bottom home security makeover. Now, I don't know to what severity or the exact crimes these guys did commit in their past life, if any at all. I hope nothing too bad. I assume, at the very least, home burglary. Non-violent, preferably. Last time we covered the show, it was a real treat of an episode. It was the frat house episode.
These yours? That'd be my girlfriend. Yeah, I don't wear pink pants.
Yeah, those are my girlfriends, so fucking put them down. This time, I stumbled onto what I think is the only real way that I can follow up that episode, the sorority house episode. Previously, did not know this one existed, so I think I'm pretty fortunate to have found it, but without further ado, let's take another look at It Takes a Thief. We first get a look at the house and those living in it to see what the guys are up against this episode, and it pretty much seems exactly like the same situation with the frat house. No surprise there. Even down to them saying the exact same things.
The security in this house is lackluster.
The security in this house is very lackluster.
But I think it's safe to say that they would rather not get robbed.
If I got robbed, I'd definitely be devastated.
Now we're gonna check in with Matt and John as they case the hood. Their words, not mine.
Well, I think we looked the part of professors here at the old college.
Yeah, not the best disguises. It looks like they raided a wardrobe box at a high school drama class.
You got a little something on your lens there.
Do I?
You got it. I'm looking at this one right here. And it has an alleyway. Let's check out this alleyway. Come on.
What if them searching for a target house wasn't actually a skit and they didn't plan this months in advance? And it really was just them frothing at the mouth, walking around a neighborhood, looking for a house to break into, just trying to scratch that itch that they've had ever since they turned clean. So now that a house has been selected, the producers talk with the sorority and get the girls on board.
They're eager to participate in our little security course and let us rig cameras throughout the house.
Yeah, we just told them it was room raiders. Not a hard sell at all.
Finally, I get the call. Turns out, it's going down tonight. So I get myself set up in the van and sit tight.
Pretty much no force on this planet can stop John from hitting a place. He's like a sleeper agent for burglarizing houses. You just give him one call on that flip phone, his eyes roll to the back of his head, and he is off. So now that Matt is in the back of the surveillance van where we must suspend our disbelief and pretend that he is watching this live, we wait for John to strike. We also see what looks like the entire sorority up on the top floor having a meeting, leaving the rest of the house empty and unguarded. And John? Nowhere to be found. He is God knows where in this city, plotting and scheming.
Here comes John.
Well, we found John, and he looks like he murdered a pizza delivery driver and took his stuff to help him get access to the house.
Wait a minute, did he just walk in? He didn't even knock on the door. John is inside of a bedroom right now.
But now that he's in, it's time to get to work. He is back in his element, and you can tell just by listening to that heavy breathing, he's like, oh, Daddy's home. Now, if you've seen any of this show before or my videos on it in the past, you already know John is very aggressive in his style of mock burglaries. He does not give a fuck. We especially saw that in the last episode.
A shamrock?
He does this to really drill into their heads that if this were real, it would look like this. Burglars don't care about your stuff. Also, this is a Discovery Channel TV show. Nothing more.
I don't know what these girls are studying, but it's not security.
What gave it away, Matt? Was it the red Solo cups? I know this was in 2004 and all, but it's still funny thinking in this entire house, there is like 4 gigabytes of RAM on all of their laptops combined. A modern day Google Chrome tab would destroy these computers.
Oh no, here comes a girl. She's going down the steps as he's coming up the steps. Run, John, go back down. Is that the same stairwell? That's not the same stairwell. I'm having a heart attack in here.
Well, that turned out to be nothing at all. I thought he was gonna get busted and have to do a Call of Duty campaign takedown on her or something.
Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it.
What if we accidentally stumbled upon a violent hazing ritual and just see 7 different crimes committed in this attic right now?
You know what's funny is I can see John in this camera from the outside. He's dropping something down. That had to be loud.
I really hope that wasn't their Christmas decorations, because I feel like anytime I see a plastic storage bin shaped like that, it's always just Christmas shit in there. Now, many of you may know, for certain unfortunate circumstances, I am subscribed to a certain entertainment streaming service. Twice. I am paying for this service 2 times a month, every month, and have been for some time, and it is breaking me in more ways than I can count. So you know what? I've decided to finally do something about that once and for all, with the help of today's sponsor, Rocket Money. Rocket Money is the personal finance app that helps you do everything from cancel subscriptions to lowering your bills and even helping manage your money better. Usually I'm reminded of having duplicate subscriptions for previously mentioned streaming service whenever I make a video when I need to use it, but other than that, it doesn't cross my mind. But luckily, Rocket Money shows me right in front of my face everything I'm paying for every month without all the other junk that usually floods my transaction list. It makes it easy to see all of your reoccurring payments, and seeing it all in front of you really puts things into perspective. One thing I've also been using Rocket Money for is lowering bills, because have you looked at your internet bill lately? Because I did. What's all that about? But by simply uploading a photo or PDF of your bill and tapping a few buttons, Rocket Money will negotiate bills on your behalf, from internet and cable to even phone bills. But guys, Rocket Money has helped save its customers up to $740 a year when they use all of the features, with over $500 million in canceled subscriptions. So to save more and spend less, join the over 5 million members using Rocket Money today by going to rocketmoney.com/ChrisJames or click my link in the description to get started for free. You can also unlock even more features with premium. That's rocketmoney.com/ChrisJames to get started for free. Thank you so much to Rocket Money for sponsoring, and now back to the video.
And there's a guy walking right past the getaway vehicle. He doesn't see anything weird. Neither does this student. Nobody even looks twice.
Why would they? They're just walking home minding their own business.
Pizza sounds really good. Okay.
Hey Taylor, I know you said you wanted a pizza. There's a pizza guy in your bedroom stealing your laptop. Maybe he has some.
I mean, sure, he looks kind of like a pizza guy, but that's hard to explain why you have 7 purses under your arm.
As well as the blood on his face from the pizza man who he stole that outfit from before. Do you think John goes back and rewatches these episodes just bricked up at him being a master of his craft, narrowly getting caught every time but getting away like, oh man, they almost got me. They were close, but I'm just too fucking good.
These girls are in their rooms, and they know now that they've been had.
Oh, my stuff is gone. Ditto.
These girls are going nuts.
What if the main girl who set all of this up with the show just forgot to tell the rest of them this, and she's like, oh shit. Guys, by the way,
My phone is gone. Hello? $2,000 purse, wherever they took it.
now pay attention to this girl who's upset about her $2,000 purse. She will not let you forget about her expensive purses the rest of the episode, I promise you.
No.
These girls have no clue just how serious this really is. When a stranger with bad intentions is less than 10 feet away from you.
Hello, ladies.
He's back!
You're clutching pretty tight to that purse.
Locked it by accident.
Well, John didn't take her purse. Do you think she's kind of salty about that? Like, hey, why didn't you take my purse? I noticed you took all the other girls' purses. You didn't take mine. What's up with that? Oh yeah, also this girl Melissa, the one with the
$2,000 purse.
She has a pet turtle that she's keeping in, I can only assume, are not the ideal conditions. It's really just a cereal bowl with some water inside of a box next to her bed. With what we've seen of this show in the past, she's lucky John didn't take a hammer to that turtle shell just for kicks.
Blasted turtle! The minute I walked in and my jewelry box was gone.
He took my jewelry box, he took my laptop, he took my socks. Out of the hamper, none of the ones in the dresser, just the hamper ones. I counted.
So you're roommates.
Oh my God, they were roommates.
When you came back into your room tonight, what did you find?
I found her clothes on my side of the room.
Well, the first thing I noticed was all of her clothes were on my side of the room, and I got furious, and my first instinct was to scream at her, but then I realized we had actually just gotten robbed.
The turtle was everywhere, you know. I got him freshman year, so he's kind of been like my college buddy.
Yeah, man, what a life that turtle is living. That is a marine paradise if I've ever seen one.
I was really about to hurt someone.
Melissa, violence is not going to solve anything. I mean, at this point, John's probably already halfway down to Silver Dollar Pond in Louisiana to ditch this stuff anyways. If I'm being honest, if that were the case, he'd actually probably have a good chance at selling that turtle, actually.
Are you guys like the cruddy sorority on campus?
No.
What the fuck, dude? No, I'm just saying that, okay, you know what? I'm sorry, this house is fucking gross. The front door almost fell off when I walked in. There's a pizza box in the kitchen that's been there for what I can only assume is 2 weeks. That turtle is half fucking dead.
I didn't really think that there was anything else that we could have put into the house.
Someone's good at making excuses.
Damn, Matt he really lays into it. He's ruthless with these girls in their house.
What is different now than when you left it earlier tonight?
My uniform. I'm a security guard, and I had a box right here. I had my uniform on it. And if somebody stole that, I have to report it. It's like a federal offense, and that worries me that like somebody's out there with my uniform.
John is collecting disguises like Infinity Stones. He could be a pizza boy or a security guard. He's gonna go on a rampage through this city tonight. Alright, so now it's time for the girls to see how everything went down on the cameras, Room Raider style, in the back of this van.
Okay, now a truck has just pulled up right outside the front of your house, which is nothing out of the ordinary. A regular old pizza guy.
I wish we would have seen footage of John getting out of the car and then delivering a pizza next door. Like, he may have murdered that old driver in cold blood, but there are pizzas that need to be delivered. He's not a monster.
Okay, so what's he got there?
About $3,000 worth of purses.
Yeah.
$3,000.
Oh, at least.
Yeah, at
That's
least.
a deal.
Expensive Italian leather.
Christ almighty, we get it.
Do you feel like you could have done anything to prevent this?
Well, we could have gone and investigated the noise. We could have locked the door.
I don't know about that. I don't think a door being locked stops John. I mean, you saw him at the beginning of this episode scaling the house earlier.
He's moving the mattress from over the side.
Oh my god, that's our yard mattress.
Oh my god, I know what he's doing.
He's throwing
He's
stuff out
throwing
the
stuff
window.
out the window.
Oh my god.
Alright, they are smarter than me because my first thought was that he was going to use that mattress to pad his fall if he needed a backup getaway at the top of the window.
You guys don't look very responsible.
Oh, I'm sorry, did the fucking felon just say that we don't look very responsible?
That's my uniform. He can't take my uniform.
I'm gonna get fucking fired.
You guys have such cool, sophisticated school equipment.
Sophisticated school equipment. That is a Dell laptop that cannot sit on your lap for more than 20 minutes without internally combusting.
What's he reaching in there for?
The turtle.
I didn't know
The turtle. Oh my god. No, he didn't.
What if John did steal the turtle, but he just takes it to an actual shelter like, yeah, you know what? I'm not bringing this back. What the hell were you thinking? So now after seeing John's heist over the security footage, it's time for the girls to meet him face to face. And as always, they want to hit him.
Honestly, when you were coming up, I really just wanted to lunge at you and hit you. Seriously, I don't get that way very often. I was really about to hurt someone.
Watch John walk up wearing her security guard outfit, and it's like comically tight as fuck on him.
Now, how are you, ladies? I want to hear how you're feeling.
Well, kinda shit. If I'm being honest, I have to work in 15 minutes and I really need that outfit. As I've watched more and more of these, I really do feel like they all say the same thing, like that I want to hit you right now line is said just about every episode. They're always quite upset, not really because their stuff was stolen, but more so the fashion in which it was stolen. With John trashing the place, they're just like, yeah, you kinda destroyed my room and trashed my desk, throwing everything all over the place. You know how long it took me to color code those folders? Dick?
I'm the one who's more disgusted than all four of you put together.
Yeah, if I'm being honest, your house is kind of a nightmare. It's gross as fuck. Normally I have to do a lot of work to make it look like a tornado ripped through there. Not this time.
I talked to some police on campus.
Look, I talked to some police in the area. They wanted answers. I was scaling up the side of another house, preparing to do another heist. Unrelated. Anyways.
I really want you to understand why I come in and I so recklessly tear through here like a tornado. It's because if I don't make you realize how serious this is, then you're not going to care.
Look, I just wanted you to see why I come here and I'm so reckless and do things the way I do, okay? Also, sorry about your fucking turtle. That's my bad. So now that we got that lecture out of the way, John and Matt can get off their fucking high horse and give them their stuff back. Also, it's been a while, so I understand if you may have forgotten if Melissa has any expensive purses or not. Rest assured.
It was a gift, and it's also a very expensive bag. It's the kind of bag that if it's raining, I would cover that with the newspaper instead of my own head.
Now, I love the FOP cards. So basically, you got police officers to sign these cards for you in case you get in trouble, and now I could use these or someone else could use these, and you could help get a crook out of trouble.
Also, I used that thing like 7 times last night, so I really hope that doesn't come back on you in any way.
Time to clean up this mess and post our own security guard for the overnight watch.
You know, they probably could have saved a few bucks and just had the girl that lives in the house take point for the night. don't you think? Instead of hiring what looks to be a security guard themed stripper to watch the door. But before they begin their security makeover, the girls are going to get a hands-on self-defense class. I'm guessing Matt just wanted to sleep in before getting to work and he just needed to buy some time.
Combat stance, get away. Get away!
Cool, now we can get on to the security upgrades.
The doors on this house were a joke, but not anymore. I replaced that ancient one in the back with a high-tech model and hooked up the one in the front with all new locks.
You guys know one of my favorite things that 2000 shows can do is overuse the phrase high-tech. He's like, yeah, we're getting rid of that door with a high-tech door. What do I mean by high-tech door? Well, it has a deadbolt, and it was manufactured last year in Iowa.
With 8 computers in this house, the ladies needed a surefire way to keep them all protected. So I got them this GPS tracking software.
If someone does steal your laptop, there's a silent alarm that goes off to the primary office that will contact you and tell you exactly where your laptop is.
That's great.
Wow, that's great. If I'm being honest, I was really banking on this thing staying stolen. I had a paper due that I was not finished with, and this was supposed to buy me at least another week.
Good luck, and I will see you in the future. I wish I could tell you when, but it's kind of a pop quiz thing. All right, goodbye.
Bye.
Clean this place up.
You made the mess.
What the fuck did you just say? Oh, I was just saying, because like, oh yeah, because we put that moldy Pop-Tart under your couch, and that dead mouse in between the fridge and the stove, and oh yeah, and that moldy shower curtain, yeah, that was all me and John. Give me a fucking break. So now that we have robbed the sorority blind, taught them a lesson, and transformed the house into Fort Knox, kind of, it's time for Matt and John to pop in at a later, undisclosed time and see if they've learned anything from all of this. That is the bathroom. That's definitely a bathroom. Let's go.
I love the FOP cards. What's up with these girls? I mean, not cleaning up the place is one thing. Not locking up the windows on the most vulnerable side of the house is another thing.
Right.
A little disappointed.
I really thought I made a difference. The grade so far, how about an F?
Yeah, so far not looking great for the girls. I guess you can only do so much with a house full of college kids.
The girls did a poor job with the windows, but Melissa shows John he's no match against her safe.
Now, you are the treasurer.
Yes, I am.
So, as treasurer, where do you keep this?
I keep this.
Hey, this is going on cable TV, so maybe, let's not answer that question.
There's actually a space.
Don't tell me. You're not supposed to tell me. When someone asks you that, tell them it's none of their damn business.
Okay.
So where do you keep this?
In my room.
You're supposed to tell me none of my damn business.
No.
So this is in your room?
Yeah.
So where do you keep this?
None of your business.
Well, you know what they say. 5th or 6th time's the charm, right?
So, why don't we see what's in here?
Wait, is that the... Oh my god, you keep the turtle in here now?
There's still one last thing for John to check out.
Right now, if we turn on the monitor, we can see anybody who would be on the porch.
Because when I came here, I should be recorded. There I am, see? Look at that. You caught the crook, red-handed.
You know, it's not like I didn't know already, but just seeing the date on this camera really drills in that this was 20 years ago. Holy shit.
Wow, Christina and Jill have redeemed themselves. Or maybe John and I weren't such bad teachers after all.
Man, the way they're standing right now, I thought they were about to do a taser exercise. I was like, that's not really necessary, maybe.
Now it's time for us to sit back and relax.
Was it mandated by the Discovery Channel that they watch Cash Cab? Because I know that this sorority house is not regularly watching Cash Cab. I'd be willing to bet they don't even know what channel it's on.
You guys are still here.
Yeah, we had to check out of our hotels early, and our flight isn't for a few hours, so we're kind of hoping we could chill here for a bit. Maybe a few hiccups along the way, but I'd still say that this was a successful operation for Matt and John. And these girls did learn a thing or two. And I did too. I think. You know what? I probably not, but I was thoroughly entertained, as I hope you were all too. If you did enjoy this video, consider giving it a like, commenting, subscribing if you haven't, and hitting that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Big thank you again to Rocket Money for sponsoring. Don't forget to check them out at rocketmoney.com/ChrisJames. And with all of that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.